Hello everyone, welcome back to course 6. In this course you are going to learn simple questions and responses. Let's deep dive into Turkish conversation. Starting a conversation often begins with introduction. When you want to ask the name of someone, you can ask Adın ne? Or you can ask Adınız ne? Adın ne is more informal and you can ask it to people around your age. Adınız ne is the more formal and polite version and you can ask it to someone that you don't know well. And when you want to reply, you can say Adım and you can tell your name. For example, my name is Burak and I can tell Adım Burak. To check on someone's well-being and to ask how they are, you can ask Nasılsın or Nasılsınız. Nasılsın is the informal version and Nasılsınız is the polite and formal version to ask how are you. And you can reply İyiyim, teşekkürler, which means I'm fine, thank you. If you want to ask where someone is from, you can ask Nerelisin or Nerelisiniz. Nerelisin is the informal version and Nerelisiniz is the more polite and formal way to ask for it. To tell where you are from, you can tell it in two ways in Turkish and it depends on the country you are from. For example, I'm Turkish and when I want to tell this, I need to say Türk'üm, which means I'm Turkish. However, if you are from the United States, you need to tell Amerikalıyım, which means I am from the United States. There is a slight difference between that and it depends from country to country. For example, if you are from France, in Turkish you need to say Fransızım, which means I'm French. However, if you are from China, you need to say Çinliyim, which means I am from China. Now I will share the example of some countries and you can choose your country and you can tell it accordingly. In daily conversation, you might need to offer someone drink and you need to ask for that. To offer someone a drink, you can ask ne içersin in informal way or ne içersiniz in formal way, which means what would you like to drink? And possible answers are bir su lütfen, bir çay lütfen or bir kahve lütfen, which means water please, tea please and coffee please. So you need to say bir, which means one. Then you can tell what you would like to drink. You can say cola, fanta, kahve, çay. And lütfen means please. So if you would like to drink ayran, you can say bir ayran lütfen. To inquire about time, you can ask saat kaç, which means what time is it? And to reply to this question, you already learned the numbers and counting from 0 to 100 and you can use that. For example, if the time is 4:55 p.m., you can say saat 4:55. So simply first you tell the hour and then you tell the minute. If the time is, let's say, 2:15 p.m., you can say saat 14:15 or saat 2:15. In Turkish, we don't use AM and PM. Instead of that, we use 24-hour scale. So for example, 4 p.m. is saat 16. Or you can also tell it in the daily context, saat 4. So you need to say saat, then you need to say the hour, and then you need to say the minute. If you are curious about the location of someone, you can ask neredesin or you can ask neredesiniz. Neredesin is informal and neredesiniz is the formal way to ask it, which means where are you? And to reply to this question, you can add the noun where you are and you need to add the suffix deyim or dayım depending on the vowel harmony. For example, if you are in the library, you can say kütüphane deyim. Kütüphane means library and deyim means I'm in the library. Or if you are in the cafe, you can say kafedeyim. Or if you are in the restaurant, you can say restorandayım. That deyim and dayım suffix, it depends on the vowel harmony. Now I'm going to share some examples about where you can be. If you don't understand what the other person is saying, you can ask them to repeat or you can ask them to speak slowly. Since you are a new beginner in this course, it's totally normal for you that you don't understand everything perfectly in Turkish language while you are speaking with other people, and that's why it's totally okay that you can ask the other person to repeat or to speak slowly. To ask for repeating what the other person says, you can ask tekrar eder misin? Which means can you repeat again? If you want to ask it in a formal way, you can ask tekrar eder misiniz? Again, which means can you repeat again? And if you want other person to speak slowly, you can ask daha yavaş konuşur musun? Which means can you speak slowly? If you want to ask it in a formal way, you can ask daha yavaş konuşur musunuz? Congratulations on learning basic questions and responses in Turkish language. You can practice these questions and responses in your daily life when you are speaking with other Turkish people. If you have any questions, you can always ask to me and I will reply. I wish you a great day and see you in the next course.